head out, Pit, let me explain the basics.
That would be great!
This game has 3 basic controls. Move with the circle pad. Shoot with the L button. And aim with the touchscreen.
Move with the circle pad, aim my attacks with the touchscreen, and fire with the L button. Got it.
Moving slowly in circles is a good way to avoid enemy fire. Moving even a little makes you harder to hit. Hold down the L button for continuous fire.
Yes, I don't have to press it over and over.
If you don't shoot for a while, your reticle will change shape. When that happens, you can press the L button for a charged shot.
Whoa! That really mows down the enemies. Good to know.
Now it's time to battle on land. On land, you can use the touchscreen to change the direction you're facing.
So I can quickly change the way I'm facing by flicking the stylus.
And you can tap the touchscreen to stop.
Then I could use the circle pad to move forward.
Quickly flick the circle pad in any direction to dash that way. Hold it to run.
Combining dashes with different attacks really gives me a lot of options.
You can also use dashes to dodge enemy fire. Wait for enemy fire to get close to you, then flick the circle pad to dodge out of the way. Take a look at the How to Play area to learn about many other techniques. I'll help you get prepared for the battles ahead, Pit.
Thanks! I'm honored to be at your service, Lady Palutena. But before we get started, there's something I've been meaning to ask you.
And what's that?
Who is this Icarus character this game is named after? Can I meet him?
Actually, no. But let's not worry about that.
Why not? What happened to Icarus?
Let's just focus on you right now. This game has 3 basic controls. Move with the circle pad. Shoot with the L button. And aim with the touchscreen. And that's it!
Move! Shoot! And aim? How do I do that?
You aim your weapon by using the touchscreen to target enemies. Get them lined up in your reticle, then press the L button to shoot. Those are the basics. I'll go into more detail later. Our goal is to stop Medusa and the Underworld Army.
Oh, geez. She was a huge pain 25 years ago. That was only in 2 dimensions.
Even so, we can't ignore those who threaten the Earth and the heavens. We are here, in Skyworld.
But the Underworld Army is wreaking havoc on Earth.
Yes, but don't worry. I have created gates that can take you near our targets. However, we should discuss your flying issue.
I know, I can't fly. Don't remind me.
Oh, no need to get upset. You see, I'll be granting you the power of flight.
What's that?
It'll keep you airborne, although only for about 5 minutes at a time.
That's amazing.
Exceed 5 minutes, and your wings will catch fire and burn off.
That's not amazing.
To keep this from happening, I control your flight path.
Fine by me. That lets me focus on attacking and dodging.
When the power of flight runs out, you'll have to fight on foot. While on the ground, your job is to seek out the boss and defeat it.
Can't you just fly me over to the boss?
Sure, if you don't mind your wings on fire.
I mind.
Also, as you make your way forward, wipe out as many enemies as you can. Each of your missions begins with an air battle.
Knowing that enemies can fly and I can't, hurts even more than their attacks.
Moving right along,
Like a flying thing does.
you use the same 3 controls in the air: moving, shooting, and aiming.
Move with the circle pad, and aim the reticle using the touchscreen.
You move and aim at the same time. What do you think? Can you handle it?
Of course I can handle it.
Anyway, try using the circle pad to glide around in a loop. Moving even a little makes you harder to hit. Let's talk land battles, Pit.
This area looks like a dead end.
Try facing left. To do this, you slide the stylus to the left on the touchscreen.
Whoa!
You can also use the touchscreen to spin your view around.
So I can quickly change the way I'm facing by flicking the stylus.
And you can tap the touchscreen to stop.
It's like spinning a globe and stopping it with your finger.
To boil it down, flick the touchscreen to change the direction you're facing.
And then I can slide the circle pad forward to move in that direction.
Right. Speaking of moving, you know how to dash, don't you?
Nope.
Quickly flick the circle pad in any direction to dash that way. Hold it to run.
That move feels so familiar.
I think they used it in that one series, Super Bash Sisters.
You mean Super Smash Brothers?
I don't think it was that.
It's definitely that.
You'll get winded if you run for too long, so mind your stamina.
Guess I can't just run past all the enemies. Darn you, balanced gameplay.
You can perform almost all of your attacks using the L button.
That's easy enough.
Yes, but there are many different ways to attack. First, let's talk ranged attacks.
I'm listening.
You have 2 general types of ranged attacks: charged shots and continuous fire. Hold down the L button for continuous fire.
Yes, I don't have to press it over and over.
If you don't shoot for a while, your reticle will change shape. When that happens, you can press the L button for a charged shot.
They're accurate and pack a punch.
Now, combine charged shots and continuous fire with forward, side, and backward dashes.
Whoa, that's a lot of possible ranged attacks.
8 different ranged attacks, to be precise.
No way.
The punishing force of the forward dash charge shot, the evasive power of the side dash charge shot, the unique strike of the backward dash charge shot.
I think I need a strategy guide.
Just be patient, you'll get the hang of it. Also, when you get close to an enemy, press the L button for a melee attack.
Close in on it and strike.
When using melee attacks, try tapping the L button repeatedly. This will let you perform melee combos.
Prepare for a beatdown, baddies!
My, aren't we manly?
Hey, thanks.
Oh, and don't forget melee dash attacks. They're also quite powerful. Pit, remember that the best defense is not getting hit at all.
Agreed. If I take too much damage, I'm finished.
A good basic strategy is to move left and right while facing enemies.
I see. It helps me avoid direct attacks.
But the best way to avoid attacks is to dodge. When an enemy's attack gets close, quickly flick the circle pad to dash.
Ooh, smooth.
You can wait until just the last second and then dash out of harm's way. That said, you'll want to use your dodges strategically.
What do you mean?
Dodging repeatedly without any breaks makes it more difficult to dodge. While we're at it, let's talk about some other techniques. Do a dash around by keeping the reticle fixed on an enemy and dashing left or right.
Then I can attack from behind.
In air battles, if you don't shoot for a bit, you'll enter a gliding stance.
It's harder to hit me, and I'm building up charge shots.
If you flick the circle pad left to right or vice versa, you'll spin and avoid attacks.
So I'll lure homing shots at me one way, then fake them out and zoom the other way.
Remember, Pit, you won't be fighting alone out there.
You're going to send me a machine gun robot girlfriend?
No, I'll be guiding you on your journey.
That's manager speak for fighting alone.
Anyway, let me explain powers to you.
Sounds wicked.
You'll notice icons like these in the lower left corner of the touchscreen.
Okay.
You can use these in battle for different effects. Just tap the icon with the stylus.
Cool. Now that's power!
I've created a wide array of powers for you, Pit.
How do I know which ones to use?
You can equip powers when prepping for battle, so try out different configurations. However, you'll have to take into account a power piece's size and shape.
Power pieces, huh? Cool! Looks like all that Dr. Mario's about to pay off.
Arrange the power pieces as you like, then tap autofill, and I'll fill in the gaps for you. Once you're in a level, you can select and use powers with the plus control pad.
So I'll press left or right on the plus control pad to choose a power, and down to use it.
Whenever you defeat enemies, you receive hearts.
Then I can redeem the hearts with you for weapons, right? Hey, I guess hearts are a lot like money.
Well, they both make the world go round.
I thought that was love.
Anyway, you're probably wondering how you can get even more hearts.
Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I was wondering.
And you want me to tell you.
2 for 2!
Before a battle, add hearts to the Fiend's Cauldron to increase the battle's intensity. Of course, this will make enemies much harder to handle.
I don't get it. Why would I spend hearts to make battles harder?
Because with greater challenge comes greater reward. You won't earn many hearts if you always play it safe.
That's a good life lesson, too.
The higher you raise the intensity, the more hearts you can earn. And that's not all. You'll also earn better weapons on higher intensities.
What a dilemma.
But if you're defeated, hearts will spill out from the Fiend's Cauldron. You'll lose those hearts forever, although the intensity will lower a bit.
Oh, I see. So I should try to strike a balance.
The more hearts left in the cauldron, the stronger the weapons you've acquired will be.
So to get stronger weapons, I have to bet more hearts and avoid spilling them.
Of course, you can always lower a chapter's intensity if you're having trouble. Just keep in mind that this also costs hearts.
The road to riches is paved with careful choices.
So is the road to stronger weapons. Challenge yourself, but don't overdo it. There are 9 different types of weapons you can use.
When you say types, you mean like blades and staffs, right?
Exactly, but even within a given type, there's a huge variety of weapons.
So many ways to beat down enemies. It's beautiful.
Also, 2 versions of the same weapon will often have different properties.
How is that possible?
For example, 2 first blades could each have different weapon modifiers.
So every weapon can be completely unique. But what do I have to do to get stronger versions of weapons?
Well, the first way you already know about, playing on harder difficulties. The second way is weapon fusion.
That sounds cool.
Weapon fusion is combining 2 weapons to create an entirely different new weapon. Some of the old weapons modifiers will carry over to the new one. There are also the weapon gems you can receive from Street Pass. You can fuse these as well.
Using Street Pass to get weapon gems sounds pretty sweet to me.
You can even convert unwanted weapons and weapon gems into hearts. You can also always buy weapons from me. The more you spend, the better the weapon.
I'd better start saving hearts now, huh?
That would be wise. There are a variety of control styles, so choose the one that suits you best. One control scheme, for example, doesn't use the touchscreen at all.
Wait a second. How does that work?
If you tap the R button, you can swing the camera behind you. Slide the circle pad while holding down the R button to move the reticle.
That sounds like it takes dexterity.
You can also go into options and further customize your controls. From here, you can invert vertical controls and change what individual buttons do. You can even set controls for left-handed play.
Oh, so move with the A, B, X, and Y buttons and hold the stylus in my left hand.
Lefties who want to use the circle pad can also use their right thumbs on the touchscreen.
Light versus dark is Skyworld's mightiest sport. Step forward, brave fighters!
In light versus dark, 2 teams of 3 players square off against each other.
Whenever players die, their team's life gauge decreases.
Players can equip any weapon from their collection. But the higher your weapon's value, the more life your team loses when you're defeated.
And when a team's life gauge is totally depleted, I show up.
The last player defeated takes the role of the light or dark angel.
And the first team to take down the opposing team's angel wins.
Sometimes you'll even be rewarded with weapons and powers. Take the weapons you earn here into the battle against the Underworld Army. You are now armed with the information necessary for battle.
My brain feels bigger already.
So with that out of the way, it's time to take on the Underworld Army.
Roger that, Lady Palutena!
Before you head out, Pit, let me explain the basics.
That would be great!
This game has 3 basic controls. Move with the circle pad. Shoot with the L button. And aim with the touchscreen.
Move with the circle pad, aim my attacks with the touchscreen, and fire with the L button. Got it.
Moving slowly in circles is a good way to avoid enemy fire. Moving even a little makes you harder to hit. Hold down the L button for continuous fire.
Yes. I don't have...
Now it's time to battle on land. This game has 3... Our goal is to stop Medusa and the Underworld Army. Each of your missions begins... Let's talk land... You can perform... Pit, remember... Remember, Pit, you won't... Whenever you defeat enemy... There are 9... There are a variety of controls...
Let's go! With Medusa's commanders out of the way, we're getting to the Battle of Battles. But this isn't the way to the underworld. Where are we going?
I'm a little embarrassed to say.
What is it?
Remember the 3 sacred treasures you used against Medusa long ago?
Of course. The Mirror Shield, Arrow of Light, and Wings of Pegasus.
Right. I hid them in case of an emergency. You know, so they wouldn't get stolen.
Now that's using your noodle. You are so smart.
The story doesn't end there. See, there's also this space pirate ship.
Wait, what?
You know, a pirate ship. In space. Its crew travels the galactic sea, robbing the heavens of constellations.
That's awesome. I mean, evil. But what does that have to do with the 3 sacred treasures?
Well, I hid the 3 sacred treasures in the constellations.
Uh-oh. So the pirates stole the treasures along with the stars?
And the underworld army has gotten wind of it. They're attacking the ship.
Oh, great.
Which brings us to today's mission. Raid the pirate ship and retrieve the 3 sacred treasures.
I'm on it. And I'm going really fast.
We're already late, so we have to hurry. Hold on.
So the 3 sacred treasures are pretty old now. Do they still work?
They've grown more brittle with age, but they'll likely last a few more battles.
You're not exactly inspiring confidence here.
Well, maybe you don't even need them anymore. Don't be such a chicken.
I'm no chicken. I can take Medusa with one arm tied behind my back.
Listen to that swagger. You've toughened up nicely, Finn. Remember when you'd be like, I'm finished all the time?
I still say that. A lot. Man, what a sight!
You've arrived at the Galactic Sea. The pirate ship should be around here somewhere.
Where?
Hit! Are you alright?
The pirate ship wasn't messing around.
Okay, let's get you to the surface.
see the ship! It's under attack by underworld forces!
Good. That means the treasures are still on board.
So the plan now is to defend the ship?
Focus, Pit. To get the treasures, you need to take out those space pirates, too. Plus, just think how lonely the sky would be without constellations. Don't hold back! I'm looking for an entrance. Hold tight. Found one! Get ready to go in.
Not that I'm complaining. Could you be a little gentler next time?
Sorry about that. Are you okay?
So those are the space pirates? I get the feeling they won't just hand over the 3 sacred treasures.
They might even be tougher than the underworld forces. Be careful. This is the generator room.
What's that shining in the glass?
That's where energy from the galactic sea is converted into propulsive power. As long as the ship remains in the galactic sea, it can run indefinitely.
So, I should destroy the shiny thing.
You'd better not. The explosion would be enormous.
Sounds hurty.
The Underworld Army really wants in on this fight. Oh, I see.
See what?
This must be a storage vault for the stolen constellations. They've all been compressed for easy transport.
And what about the 3 sacred treasures?
Unfortunately, they don't seem to be here. I bet the pirate captain has them. I wonder if he's wearing them.
Then it's more than just an emergency.
It's a fashion emergency. you'll recognize this type of underworld enemy from your past adventures. Here's a tip. Don't attack the big monster straight on. Instead, use melee attacks to launch the little bugs back at it. This is the side of the ship's hull.
The view's like a postcard. Switch, huh?
That's what it looks like.
Probably does something.
They usually do. You can destroy the doors the enemies are coming out of.
I'll stop the baddies at the source.
It looks like somebody beat you to it. set up a grind rail for you outside the ship.
Thank you very much.
I'm pretty limited in where I can put grind rails. Luckily, the underworld forces cleared out a lot of clutter.
Woo! Where's this thing go?
To the ship's control room. I think that's where we'll find the 3 sacred treasures.
Good. I want my stuff back. This place is crawling with underworld enemies too.
Just keep pushing forward. This elevator will take you to the pirate captain.
I am so swabbing the deck with that jerk. I have no idea what he's saying.
He's like, "Yar, I'll make ye walk the space plank, scurry dog." That's just a loose translation.
Oh man, not the space plank. Ugh.
A space kraken? Well, that came out of nowhere.
What's it even doing here?
The Galactic Sea is home to all sorts of nasty creatures.
So it's not affiliated at all with the Underworld Army?
Either way, you better do something about those tentacles.
Understood.
Although, when prepared correctly, octopus is actually quite delicious.
What can you think about food at a time like this?
that works well with the weapon you're using now.
Got it! You can always trust an angel to find the best tool for a job.
What a sucker.
Hey, look! Check it out!
The 3 sacred treasures must be inside.
The box is really held up well.
It is less pixelated than I remember. Are you ready for the final battle, Pit?
It's now or never.
For this final battle, you're equipped with the 3 sacred treasures.
Using the Pegasus wings and power of flight at the same time seems like overkill.
Who knows how reliable the Pegasus wings are after all this time? I've turned them off.
Understood. There sure are a lot of underworld enemies around here.
Yes, so even though the arrows of light do a lot of damage, don't get cocky. This ravine leads to the underworld. I'm taking you in. Look at those trail tails drawing lines.
Or trails, right?
Maybe.
Probably.
I don't advise shooting for a little bit. The shoot flies here will react to your fire.
I think they're onto me.
out of shoot-fly territory. The entrance to the underworld should be up ahead.
I hope the gem from Thanatos works.
Watch out for Orans ahead.
Did you see that?
They were no match for your arrows.
The three sacred treasures have still got it. Thanatos' gem is shiny.
That means we're good to go. Get ready. The underworld.
Finally made it. That's a whole lot of enemies.
Well, we are on their home field.
I fight to win.
In your past adventures, the underworld was where you died the most, right?
Oh, absolutely. The difficulty level was just brutal. I'll brace for the worst.
The metal bats are supposed to resist everything, even arrows of light. So be careful.
Pitu! What did you just call me? What are you doing here? The same thing you're doing, pummeling underworld fools. I'm just way better at it.
Maybe you also sense that Pit could use your help.
That made me laugh. Now enough talk. Fighting to the done. I'm out of here. It's nice of you to show up, Pitu, but I can handle this on my own.
You're not on your own, Pit. You have me.
Of course! What would I do without you?
So, you've made it this far.
You better watch your back!
Isn't that just precious? Guess it's all that hot air that keeps you flying. You are, darling. But you'll need more than bluster to defeat me.
This isn't bluster! In the name of the Goddess of Light, I will defeat you! What is that?
That's the last line of defense keeping us out of the underworld castle.
It won't be keeping me out. Why aren't my attacks doing more damage?
Well, it is a boss.
So annoying! Pitu! And that's how you take out a boss.
For future reference, face kicking isn't usually this effective.
Get a move on before more defenses show up.
Pitu's right. We should go, even if it means taking orders from him.
Thanks, Pitu. Please stop calling me that.
Pit, get ready to go in. We're finally here.
Look at these boss statues.
It seems that each statue has a corresponding door.
This looks like where I had my first battle.
You've really come a long way since then, haven't you? It's a clubber skull.
Yeah, I figured that part out. Got any other ideas of what I should do next?
You'll have to defeat it to advance. Dodge to avoid getting hurt and go in for melee attacks when you can.
Aye aye, Lady Palutena. Here you go.
Another clubber skull.
I'll handle this. All right. Twin bellows! Here, boy! Old Pit's gonna teach you even more new tricks! And if you're good, I'll take you for a walk! And give you a bath! And a treat! We're gonna rack up some serious Nintendo's trainer points together!
Focus, Pit.
Good dog! Oh. I'm back at the castle entrance.
Look, a statue has crumbled.
Oh, this place again.
This looks like where you fought the Hue Drop.
So this whole town is some kind of illusion?
It's as real as I am. I built it myself, using your and the Hudraw's memories.
That's because you don't know what the original town looked like.
No matter. You're in my domain now. And you'll play by my rules.
Yeah? Well, some rules are meant to be broken.
There's an ether ring. Why don't you try it out?
This ether ring is pretty convenient.
Yes, like the exotank, it's a vehicle of the gods. The handling is a little soft, but it has a force field to protect you from enemies. Tap the icon on the touchscreen to activate it. Head into that well. You can use the ether ring to traverse gaps in your path. If you can make your way across all the gaps underground, you'll find a little prize. The Hudra is behind that door.
Hudra! Your chances of winning are lower than your belly button, which is really low!
You're pretty pumped up, huh?
Of course I am. If we defeat Medusa, we save the world! Take this! Defeated! Okay, next?
Just one more to go before Medusa.
Now this is one place I wish I could forget.
The Labyrinth of Deceit.
Which means a second helping of crazy. Ugh. It'll take more than some fake spikes to stop me! What just happened?
I think you just used a warp of some sort.
All kinds of turned around.
You seem to be passing between the floor and ceiling. How very strange.
You're telling me. Hey, a secret area!
You're one step closer to getting out of this place.
Pandora! Ready for round two?
Seems Medusa couldn't make her talk.
What do you mean?
I mean, that's not Pandora.
But it looks just like her.
That's just so dressed up to resemble Pandora.
How clever of you, oh goddess of light.
I can't believe you'd stoop to recycling souls. Is nothing sacred to you?
Well, you're in for quite a treat, Medusa. Now watch me make it as I slay Pandora for the second time! Slaying complete!
Nicely done, Pit. You've destroyed all 3 statues.
Then it's time to destroy Medusa.
The path to Medusa is back the way you first came in.
How's that even possible?
Make your way to Medusa.
I'm on it!
Meleeing the little enemies into the big enemy will make things easier for you. Battles, these shoot flies respond to shots being fired. Also, that statue-like enemy is a suit of scuttler and can only be hurt from behind.
I find it very ironic that you would call yourself the goddess of light. After all, it was you who turned me into a monster. It was you who hunted me down.
You shouldn't blame me for that. I only reflected in your appearance what I saw in your heart.
And what about your heart? I can only imagine what resides there.
Why just imagine it? Don't you have the power to make it a reality?
There's no point. We all know it would be some sort of hideous creature.
You shut your mouth, Medusa! Lady Palutena is nothing like you! Who turns people to stone and poisons the rivers? Who reduces cities to rubble? And who is leading the underworld destruction of the land and heavens? Not Lady Palutena! You're the one responsible for all this, Medusa! But what I don't get is how you managed to resurrect yourself in the first place.
I suppose I don't really understand how that happened either.
Don't play dumb with me.
I don't remember what happened. My memories aren't what they were.
You're slipping, Medusa. Your mind isn't all there anymore. And I can sense that your life force is weaker than it used to be. Twin Bellows, Hudra, Pandora, and Thanatos have all been defeated. But if you withdraw your army and promise to stay in this castle, I will spare you.
Don't be ridiculous. Besides, it hardly matters how I return. What matters is why. To exact revenge on me. Turning your little angel into stone is a nice first step.
Threaten all you want. It won't scare me. I will put an end to it. I'll return to Skyworld victorious!
eggplant!
I set up a grind rail, but I had to get creative. It's going to be a wild ride, so good luck.
Don't worry, I'm ready. Woohoo!
Sense you getting closer, kid.
There's nowhere left for you to run!
You know, I'm very much looking forward to your arrival. I feel like Rapunzel waiting for her prince.
Sorry to break it to you, but those aren't exactly golden locks on your head.
And you're not exactly a brave hero. Yet somehow the thought of our confrontation fills me with anticipation. So hurry, kid. I'll strip you of your wings and sever you from the heavens forever.
I don't think so! Supposed to go?
There's a path somewhere. Step on the switch and use the lights to guide your way. There are hidden platforms nearby that you can jump on. First, reveal the platforms, then dash up to a ledge to jump.
Well, that's easy. Is that?
It's a temporal wizard.
A temporal whatzard?
If he deep fries you, keep your distance. One bite and you'll be finished.
Well, that's a step up from eggplant, I guess. No, not really.
We're getting close to Medusa. Be careful not to fall. Appears to be the final guard.
The last step before Medusa's defeat. Eggplant. Eggplant.
There's an Icarus nearby. They split into two halves that you can take out one at a time.
It looks like the bottom half lost its pants.
So we finally meet again. Pit.
She's huge!
Be careful!
Listen well, all you demons of the underworld! In the name of the goddess Palutena, defender of all that is good! Those who hide in the darkness will be made to face the light!
Fly, Pit! I'm going to try to get you closer.
Thank you kindly!
But Medusa's using her powers to hold you back. I know it's tough, but don't give up. You're still too far away.
So big that it's hard to get a feel for which shots will hit her! Wow! Warping that huge body must be a real pain!
Who are you calling huge, you insignificant little thing?
Let's get you closer. Now's your chance! The good news is that I've chained Medusa's legs in place for you. The bad news is that you'll have to get up close and personal with her.
You'll pay for that!
Her head!
Now this is the Medusa I remember.
She's hideous!
I can't believe she's still fighting like this. But this is a battle we cannot lose. We must overcome the darkness of the underworld with light.
The fight against evil ends here!
Now pit the eye! You did it!
We did it! We really did it!
Congratulations! I know it wasn't always easy.
Oh, but it was so worth it! With the world at peace again, even the sun feels warmer.
Aw, you're so cute, Pit.
Now wait just a second.
Huh?
Did you hear something?
I said wait just a second.
Got to be hearing things.
Hades?
Who's Hades?
The true master of the underworld.
Sorry to keep you waiting, but now that I'm here, let's get this party started. Welcome to my underworld, Pretty Pat. You too, Pretty Valentine.
I'm honored you know who I am.
So this little angel took down Big Bad Medusa all by himself. What an accomplishment. Goodness, you should put this on your resume.
What's with this guy?
But before you do, you should know that I whipped up that Medusa especially for you.
Wait, how?
Add a pinch of memories to a ton of souls. Put them in a blender and hit frappe.
Explain yourself!
Her thirst for revenge was so great it seemed a shame to let it go to waste. Oh, Pretty Valentina, you must have done a real number on her.
I won't deny that.
She's old news, and old news bores me. We must look to the future. That future is me, the true leader of the underworld. Next to me, little Miss Medusa's going to look like a sweet, cuddly Barney.
No, this can't be happening!
I must bid you adieu.
I can't believe Hades was behind the entire underworld invasion!
And he created Medusa to distract everyone.
What do you think Hades is really after?
Something big. He hasn't just overstepped his realm, he's kicked down the door. What I do know is that underworld forces have assembled at a volcano nearby. And that's where today's mission is taking us.
I just put it all together! The underworld army is here to steal magma!
No, Pit. Hades wants the wish seed.
Oh, of course.
From what I've heard, it grants any single wish. As you might imagine, it's quite sought after.
I could really use one of those. My wish would be to fly by myself.
Yes, I'm well aware of that. Anyway...
Don't change the subject.
The underworld forces seem to be very interested in the wish seed.
Who knows what Hades would wish for if he got it? It could be a total disaster!
I couldn't agree more. Let's hurry, Pit. If Hades has entered the game, he's playing to win.
Plus, if anyone deserves a wish, it's me!
Get ready to go into that cave. out.